Hello, and welcome back to Brit Reviews It All. And today I'm actually going to be discussing Chucky, the TV series. We are in season three. I believe this is episode four, titled Just to Kill. I did not take any notes on this episode, so I'm just gonna do my best to go off from what I remembered. I watched it yesterday. Okay, this episode was so freaking crazy. Um, just first of all, you have two different things going on. You have one thing that's going on with Tiffany, and then you got what's going on with Chucky. Love it. Okay, so with Tiffany's situation, I'll start with her first. Her situation is a little bit shorter than what Chucky had going on, in my opinion. So we know that Tiffany has been sentenced to lethal injection in the state of Texas. I was like, oh great, Texas. Mind you, I live in Texas. I'm from Texas. Okay. Um, so she's coming in, honey, got her heels on. She is dressed, is not dressed like the other freaking inmates. And I'm like, of course. But we have to remember this is TV. Okay, Jennifer Tilly, aka Tiffany Valentine. Oh, we're gonna roll with it. Um, she's dressed. She has her shades on. They show her to who she's gonna be situated with until the time for her to receive the injection. So this lady, she's coming off hardcore. She's like, no, basically let her know, like, look, this ain't gonna be no nice, sweet thing and treating you any differently just because you're Jennifer Tilly. You can stop the routine. You can stop the act now. And Tiffany is like, no, like I'm Tiffany Valentine. I really am Tiffany Valentine. Of course, no one is believing her. So they show her to where she's gonna be. They have to separate her because basically she is. The inmates were very excited that when they found out that she was coming there, and just to kind of keep them down to a chill level, they have to make sure to not have her with with everybody else. So she's off separate from everybody else. Immediately she's already like, I for religious purposes, I asked for certain things. And the guard was just like, I mean, it'll get here. It's on the way. It's not here yet. However, things do tend to get lost. So we're like, ooh, okay, Tiffany, we know you got something up your sleeve. We're going to have to see what it's going to be. But with that being said, I do not expect her to still be in that body by the time it's time for her to receive the injection. I really don't. All right. Now, they basically let her meet one of the other special ladies, which is some guru that Tiffany, not Jennifer, but Tiffany has been a fan of. And they just talking and talking and talking, and they're having a good old time. She's like, she found a friend, you know, thinking she found a friend until she said one thing, which is about her murdering her own sister. And that's when the other person, whose name I do not remember, she flipped and was just like, I would do anything for my sister. I love my sister, and basically just kind of went off on her and then left from where they were sitting watching TV. Now, when the lady did that, she left her cigarette butt. So Tiffany, she took it and kept it. Didn't know why she did it. I was like, okay, I don't know what that is. But I'm to find out by the time she goes back to her cell, she gets her package. And what was in it? The Voodoo for Dummies book. And she had like all these little dolls, and I'm like, I don't know, like what's happening? Like, what's gonna be the purpose of this? So for this first doll, she used the cigarette butt that she took from the other lady who went off on her, basically made her mad. Y'all know, don't make Tiffany mad. Don't make her feel disrespected. She gonna do something to you. So she does, her little thing with basically made a voodoo doll to control the lady. The lady's in there. She's doing a whole little thing with the other inmates, a cooking session and whatnot. And when I tell you, Tiffany made that lady do a lot of things to herself in front of everybody. Even the guard, the security person that was there, I didn't understand why she was allowed to go as far as she did without calling for backup. You know what I'm saying? Escort the hurry up and get the other inmates back into their cells and deal with that situation. I don't know. Do something to put her down. You know, maybe not a fatal shot, but maybe something to kind of put her down enough. Taser, something. You could have done something, but she was just standing there like everybody else, like, you know, like what's happening. Tiffany was basically controlling the lady, making her do stuff to herself, made her dip her face in boiling hot water, burnt her skin off, um, amongst other things that were that basically dealt with cutting, cut her hands, all kind of stuff. It was disgusting to watch. However, you didn't take your eyes off the screen, so to speak. So that was that. All I can say is I'm glad I wasn't eating dinner while I was watching Chucky, okay? Don't ever eat dinner while you're watching Chucky. Ever. Lunch, dinner, don't eat. Don't eat any food. Um, so basically, all the way up until she basically made the lady take herself out, if that's the best way to say it. So that happened. Now, moving on to another doll, second doll number two, that officer that's handling Tiffany was being, again, rude to her for the umpteenth time. Tiffany received her food and she asked something about dessert, and the lady wanted to get smart with her and said, I'll give you some dessert. She gives her juicy fruit bubblegum that she had already been chewing on. And Tiffany smiles and was like, and I was like, oh Lord, now she finna do something to her too. Oh my gosh. So she used that one to control the lady. Now she's up to, I don't know exactly what she's making the lady be extremely nice to her, by way of the voodoo doll. So we're gonna have to see what she's gonna do. I'm probably gonna be using her to go and have her go around and do things for her. So we're gonna have to see. Whew. Sorry, y'all. Halloween was yesterday. Been a long day. You know, just trying to get it together. Okay. So that is what was going on with that. So we're gonna have to see what happens with Tiffany, because she has, I think it was three other voodoo dolls. I don't know what they're gonna be for. We will have to see. All right, moving back over to Chucky. Okay, so with Chucky's situation, it's the president's Halloween party or charity party. All right. Jake, Devin, and Lexi, they all received the invite from the president's son to be able to attend. Um, Everybody gets dressed up. I thought it was crazy that they all came dressed up in their variation of the good guy doll costumes. I thought that was pretty cool. Now, they thought they were going to be able to come in there with props, a part of their costume, and be able to come up anywhere where the first family is going to be. Not happening. Lexi, your little things that you had in your head, they took it. Um, who? Ooh, why is his name leaving me? Not Devin. Jake. Jake. You had the something that he was carrying in his hand. Oh, like a whip, because he was like dressed as a cowboy version of a good guy doll. They took that from him. Boy, please. Devin was the only one who was able to actually get in. Um, it was all he had. He didn't have anything on him though. I think it was just a cell phone. So basically, they were just like, crap. Now we're gonna have to figure out how to get somewhere to where we can get something to be able to use against Chucky to defend, to kill him. And the only place that 9 times out of 10 is going to be any of those type of items is going to be in the um in their quarters, like where they their main areas where they are, where no one is allowed to go. So with that being said, they have to sweet talk the son, the president's son, into getting them up there to be able to get what they need, right? Now, mind you, on the other hand, Chucky is dressed up as Joe, as a vampire, or Dracula, whatever you want to call it. Um, it was really giving me crap. What was the Phantom of the Opera? That's what it was really giving me. But he was dressed up in the same costume as Joseph, the real Joseph, was the previous year. The youngest president's son, Henry, he's kind of down and out, feeling really sad and whatnot, just not really in the spirit. They already had a nanny to come in to be able to stay with him. This nanny, she was off the rails, off. I'm not gonna say she was a little cuckoo, but let's just say that her mind was a lot open to other things like ghosts, that kind of stuff. So she just kind of fit right in, and I thought Chucky would have taken a liking to her, but unfortunately, I'll get to that part. All right. So Chucky's running around, he's telling Henry, tell them that we want to carve a pumpkin and we need the biggest real knife, the biggest knife in the kitchen. So, of course, they allow it. I don't know why you would give a young child access to a knife that huge with minimal adult supervision. That's insane. But whatever. Mind you, before they even got the party started, Chucky had done left. He left and was still in costume. And he was off doing his thing, getting prepared for the night. Mind you, we don't know what the heck he was doing. All we know is that he's been crawling around all up and through I don't know, through the vents, through the something, to allow him to get into the area. Now, he's watching everybody from the party, but he was looking through the chandelier. But I didn't understand why he was up there. I was just like, oh, he's just, he's trying to see where everybody is so he can try to figure out what he's going to do. Another thing that he was doing throughout the night was messing with the president, his mental, because the president, he keeps seeing this little small person who's dressed as his son Joseph, and that's what he was seeing throughout the night. So I'm just gonna get to it. At some point, the nurse, not nurse, the sitter, they were running around with Henry to play hide and go seek. Now, mind you, Chucky, he was able to get his hands on the knife because she set it back down. And while she was tending to Henry, he was able to get it and disappear. This dude, when I tell you, he literally, he somehow was able to distract everybody from what was really about to happen because I did not expect it. All I know is it was a party going on. I know that Jake, Lexi, and Devin tried to use the camera phone to try to get Chucky to catch him on camera. And then the older of the president's son figured out that is the only reason why they befriended him and used him in order to get access to get in the door, right? And so he kind of stepped in and intervened. And when he did that, the lights went out. And that's when everybody went haywire. Of course, this is the president's family. They're trying to protect them. A lot of things was going on, a lot of moving pieces. But I will tell you, in the end, they were not able to get their hands on Chucky. In the end, the chandelier fell because apparently Chucky had went up there and loosened up the screws. So it fell and it basically took out several people, including the nanny. Very gruesome scene, one of the reporters or whatever you want to call her, the media, her body was cut in half by the chandelier. The nanny, she got up and you thought she was fine until her whole face fell off. That was disgusting. Like, girl, just stay on the floor. So all of this is happening. Mind you, Chucky, he goes to go do his chant. I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is it. It's working. He's gonna be able to, get back to be young again. Well, basically, it's gonna take him back to where he's not dying. In the end, it did not work. Who he serves still denied him. And when I tell you, Chucky took that mask off, oh my gosh. You saw where it was all balded up right here. His face was all old and stuff. And Henry burst in the door and was like, Joseph, what's wrong? And Chucky turns around and he's like, I'm dying. And I was just like, whoa, where do we go from here? That's my thought. Where do we go from here? What's going to happen? Is Chucky going to eventually put himself into Joseph? I mean, into Henry? Or maybe even the older son? Who knows? But it's insane. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen this week. I want to see what's going to be happening with Tiffany, and I want to see what's going to be the outcome from Henry discovering what's happening to Joseph, aka Chucky. I'm so excited. But let me know what y'all think. I think the season is going, it's getting better, keeping me intrigued. The gory gruesomeness is there. You know, they got everything in there. So we're going to have to see. All right. But again, let me know what y'all thought. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back with more videos. Have a beautiful, wonderful, freaking day. Bye, y'all.